Yes, Mr. Louis.
The court case, my lord. Appearances for the state are still the same. The state calls the next witness is Sergeant Mthethwa. His witness number 34 on the list, my lord.
34.
Sergeant Patrick Mlungisi Mthethwa.
Okay. Yeah, so the witness in, please.
Patrick Mlungisi Mthethwa. Yeah. Ufakazi ngizonikeza. Inkosi ngisize ngikhuluma iqiniso.
Thank you.
Is it correct that you are a surgeon in the South African Police attached to Vosloorus Police Station?
Ngabe kuyiqiniso yini ukuthi usebenzela amaphoyisa eNingizimu Afrika futhi usebenzela police station yase Vosloorus?
Yeah.
Yes.
How many years service do you have in the South African Police?
Uneminyaka emingaki usebenza emaphoyiseni?
15.
15.
And what type of duties do you perform at Vosloorus Police Station?
Khona eVosloorus Police Station iwuphi umsebenzi
To which
owusebenzayo?
section are you attached?
Noma ke i-unit okuyona?
Crime prevention.
Crime prevention.
On the night of the 26th of October 2014, were you on duty?
Ngobusuku bange-26 zika October 2014 ingabe wawusemsebenzini?
Yeah.
Yes.
And what type of duties were you performing on the night?
Iwuphi umsebenzi owawenza ngalo bobusuku lobo?
Ngisebenza eCSC ngathenda nama-complaint angaphandle.
I was working at the CSC as well as attending to outside complaints.
What time did you come on duty?
Isiphi isikhathi waqala ngaso ukusebenza ngalelo langa?
Ngangena ngo-6 ntambama.
At 6 in the evening.
Is it correct that a certain incident occurred on that evening which led to you coming to court to testify today?
Ingabe kuyiqiniso yini ukuthi sikhona ke isigameko esenzeka ngalelo langa lelo esifole ekuthini ke namuhla ke ube la enkantolo?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you tell the court in your own words what transpired on that evening?
Sicela wena ke uyisholo ke uchazele enkantolo ukuthi yini eyenzeka ngalelo busuku lobo.
Sathi masingena nje emsebenzini sireporta on duty. Sisebhizi lapha eCSC.
Whilst we had just started, we had just reported for duty on that night, my lord, and we're still busy at the CSC.
Sakhona umuntu esasimdetaina sasimfaka emaselini.
There's a person that we were detaining, putting that person into the cells.
If you say we, who are you referring to?
Uma uthi sasi ukhuluma ngawe nobani noma usho obani?
lo ngangihamba naye ucolleague yami uSergeant Mthethwa.
My colleague Sergeant Mthethwa.
Yes, you may proceed.
Usungaqhubeka-ke.
Sase sithola sathola complaint lapha ku radio control.
We then received a complaint via radio control
Ukuthi kune shooting in progress eMzamo.
that there was a shooting in progress in Mzamo.
What time did the complaint come through?
Isikhathi enathola ngaso i-complaint kwakubani?
Wabu 7 minutes to 9.
7 minutes to 9.
Yes.
Yebo.
You can continue. And if you say Mzamo, what are you referring to?
Umuthi eMzamo ke usho kuphi? Noma ukhuluma ngani?
Wasinika i-address yonke yasemzamo 13 511 kuTlwanong Street. Imzamo section yakhona.
We were given the whole address of 13511 Kutwanong Street. Mzamo is the section there.
Yes, you may proceed.
Ngoba vele sase siqedile lokho esasikwenza sase siphuthuma khona ke.
Because we had completed what we were busy doing, we then rushed to that place.
Just a minute. If you say we rushed to the place, who are you referring to?
Uma uthi sase ukhuluma ngobani?
Ngikhuluma ngecolleague yami uMthethwa.
Referring to my colleague Mthethwa.
Yes, was it only the two of you?
Kwakuyinina nomabili kuphela.
Kwakukhona nama student amabili.
There were 2 students as well.
Yes, you may proceed.
Sase siphuthuma ke siya khona eMzamo. Masifika eMzamo safika nje sathola omunye ubhuti wathi uThemba Khumalo.
We then rushed to Mzamo, and upon our arrival there, we found a gentleman who introduced himself as Themba Khumalo.
Yes, and what type of vehicle were you driving on the day?
Nanihamba ngemoto enjani ngalelo langa lelo?
Sasihamba ngemoto yamaphoyisa eMakiwe.
A marked police vehicle.
And how were you dressed?
Nina-ke nanigqoke kanjani?
Sasifaka i-uniform.
Uniform.
Yes, you may proceed. You found one Mr. Themba on the premises, then what happened?
Ngaphambi kokuba nje sipake kunomama lapho wakhomba ukuthi babaleke bashone ngapha ngasepark.
Just before we parked there, there's a lady that pointed out to us that they ran towards
it's
the park.
fine. A certain lady made a report to you, is that correct? Yes, after receiving this report from the lady, what did you do?
Uma senithole loyo mbiko nasenenzani?
Sajika nje ngasepark sabheka ke sabheka sabuya seza khona futhi lapha.
We then drove towards the park, we looked around there, and we came back.
Could you find anything at the park?
Uma nibheka ke epark lapho khona nakuthola?
Cha asibonanga lutho.
No, we didn't see anything.
And where is this park in relation to the address that you've just mentioned?
Uma uqhathanisa ke ne address le noma indlu le enane kuyona ke ipark lena ke ikuphi nendawo uma uqhathanisa naloyo muzi loyo?
Mawuphuma egateini la khona ingapha kwa left ayikude kodwa iseduzane.
When you exit through the gate to the left, and it's not far, it's close.
Which gate are you referring to?
Uma uthi uphuma ngegate ukhuluma ngayiphi gate?
Igate la le address asinika wona lo yamuza zasinika wona address.
The gate of the house that we were referred to.
Yes, you may proceed.
Sase siyabuya ke park sama khona lapha kulo yamuza. Sase sithola ke lo wathi uThemba Khumalo umalume walapha. Sesibuza ukuthi kwenze njani kwenzakaleni.
We then came back, we parked there. That's when then we found this gentleman who said he's Themba Khumalo and he's an uncle there. We then inquired as to what happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wathi naye akanalo ulwazi.
What's the objection?
On the hearsay, what was said by Themba Khumalo, my lord, to the witness.
Well, I think
What's wrong with it?
my learned friend is jumping the gun. We're still going to lay the basis.
I see.
Yes. We just want to put in record that we'll be calling Mr. Themba Khumalo. May the hearsay evidence be provisionally allowed.
Any objection? Provisional admission?
My lord, the procedure is...
The what?
If a party intends to lead
Yeah.
a hearsay evidence, then if the bases are laid before, and then there will be no unnecessary objections on our side. Had we been told that Mr. Khumalo will be called and the state is applying to provisionally lead that evidence, then we have no problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, that's what we've just done, as I say. See, my learned friend just jumped the gun. The state will be calling Mr. Themba Khumalo.
Mr. Themba Khumalo.
Yes, may the hearsay evidence be provisionally allowed. Yes.
Ubusakhuluma kubusasho ke futhi.
Yes.
Owathi lo bhuti akanalo ulwazi olutheni ufonele usisi wakhe uMakhumalo ukuthi akazomgadela indlu lapha usaphuthuma esibhedlela.
This gentleman informed us that he didn't have much knowledge as to what happened, that he was contacted by his sister Makhumalo to come and look after the house. She is on her way, or she was on her way to the hospital.
Yes.
Yep.
Sase sithi ake singene endlini ke sibheke ngoba uthi ngathi khona umuntu olimalile lapha endlini kodwa basaphuthumise yena esibhedlela.
We then said or suggested that let us go into the house and have a look, because it appeared that there was someone who had been hurt or had been injured, and that person had then been rushed to hospital.
Yes, you may proceed.
Wasivulela umnyango sangena endlini.
He then opened the door for us and we entered the house.
Which door did he open?
Uwuphi umnyango awuvula?
Wase kitchen.
The kitchen door.
Yes, you may proceed.
Yebo.
uma singena sivula umnyango lapha eceleni kwaumnyango kwakunesigqoko nje necrashes okwakuhleli.
Upon opening the door, just close to the door, there was a crutch as well, or crutches as well as a hat that were just lying there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where precisely?
Kuphi nendawo.
Kwakuhleli phansi nje ngapha ngaso sink noma istove lapho.
Close to the sink. It was just on the floor, close to the sink or the stove around there.
Just want to show you photo 3 and 4 of exhibit C. Maybe photo 4 of exhibits C.
Still take a look. It's a 7-7.
You can use the photo to illustrate your evidence.
Kulesa sithombe ke usho ke ukuthi wawukuphi. Yeah. Wayibona kuphi.
Yikho lo.
Okay, naqhubeka.
Use isigqoko lesi.
This is the head. Pointing to what is lying there. Yep.
Le crashes.
This is the crutch.
Yes, thank you. You may proceed.
So naqhubeka.
Sase sijikela ke ngale kule linye igumbi dining room.
We then went to the other room. It is now the dining room.
Yes.
Yep.
Hayi kwakungena lutho lutheni khona kwakukhona amakana amabili otshwala lapha.
There was nothing much there. There were also 2 cans of liquor there.
We just want to show you a photo.
Nesithombe nje esibonisa sona.
The photo number 112.
Sona lesi.
You can use that photo to illustrate your evidence.
Uma ungasebenzisa lesi sithombe ke ukutshengisa ke lokho oqeda ukusho manje.
112 as well as 114 of exhibit D.
Yebo.
Yebo yiwo lawo makasi.
These are the cans.
Yes, you may proceed.
Naqhubeka.
Kwakunaneke negazi kodwa ama drop nje amancanyane egazi akusikho ukuthi igazi eliningi cha.
There was blood as well, but it was just drops. Not to say that it was a lot of blood. No. The witness is whispering, saying maybe blood stains.
Yes, where did you see the blood stains?
Kuphi nendawo igazi lenalibona kuphi nendawo?
Khona lapha edining room phansi.
On the floor in the dining room.
Yes, precisely where?
Kahle kahle kuphi nendawo khona lapha dining room.
Ngokusekude.
Yebo.
If you don't remember, it's fine. Can you remember where the blood stains were?
Ukhumbule usho ungabe uyakhumbula noma ukhumbula.
No, eyegazi no siyibone sengibuya. Ngicela yes eyegazi angiyibona ngamasafika okokuqala.
Masobuya kuphi? Uthi masobuya ubuya kuphi?
Sengiphumile endlini ngaye esibhedlela ngabuya.
Okay, all right. The blood, I didn't see it when we went to the house for the first time, because at the time when we left the house, went to hospital and came back. It was when we were coming back from the hospital.
Yes. Right. So at that stage, you have just testified that you saw the cans as demonstrated in photo 112 of Exhibit D. What else did you see at that stage?
Nanje ngokuthi ke ngaleso sikhathi leso ke wabona amakani la awu2 yikupho kunye wakubona ngaleso sikhathi
nama crashes nesigqoko.
The crashes, the head.
Now, after the observations there in the dining room, after seeing the cans, what happened?
Uma se ukubonile ke lokho lapha edining room kwase kwenzekani ke?
Ngoba kuphi umaluma ayesitshela khona ukuthi kwenzakaleni naye umuntu ongazi lutho wase wethi umuntu onolwazi usisi wakhe umakhumalo usesibhedlela sathi ngcono ke siphuthume siyobheka esibhedlela
sorry badelela sikisi
akakhiye lapha endlini sihambe thina siyesibhedlela siyokhuluma nosisi wakhe
because the uncle was of no assistance to us, so couldn't tell us much. He then said that the person that knew was the sister who was in hospital. We then requested him to lock the house, so we rushed to hospital and go and find out there.
Yes, you may proceed.
Yeah.
Sase siphuthuma ke siyezibhedlela wakhiyo umalume lapha endlini saphuthuma ke sayezibhedlela
The uncle locked the house. We then rushed to the hospital.
Yes.
Yeah.
sithema singena nje egethini lasesibhedlela sahlangana nemoto
Just as we entered the gate at the hospital, we came across a car.
Yes. What car was it?
Imoto in there.
kwakuyi BMW
It was a BMW.
Yes. Model and make.
Iluphi uhlobo lwe-BMW?
noma X6 noma X5
X6 or X5, I'm not certain.
Yes.
Yeah.
yasiyama le moto nje sama zaqondana imoto ngoba ethi ayingena esibhedlela leyiphuma yasiyama
This car then stopped. We also stopped, and the cars stopped next to each other because that vehicle was driving out of the hospital, and we were driving into the hospital.
Yes.
Yeah.
kwakudrive umuntu owusisi wavulwa ifastela nathi salivula ifastela
A lady was driving. The window was open, and we also opened our window.
ehamba nje nokunye okumfana
Was in the company of a gentleman.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you may proceed.
Yeah.
owasesibuza ukuthi ngabe sithole icall yini size ku lento eyenzakelene elantinganeni emzamo sathi yebo sithole icall kodwa asitholi kwenzakalani
What is mean?
We were then asked, or this person then asked us, were we then responding to a call about what had happened in Mzamo? And we then said yes, but we couldn't find anything, or we couldn't find much.
Could you establish the identity of this lady?
Ukuthi Kwakuwubani loyo sisi loyo ke? Ngabe nathola nini ukuthi kwakuwubani loyo sisi loyo?
Yebo wagcine wayichaza ukuthi ubani noma mina ngangingamazi kodwa wayichaza ukuthi ubani.
Yes, she ended up introducing herself. I didn't know who she was, but she introduced herself.
Yes, introduce herself as who?
Wathini uma eyichaza?
Wathi umama wengane kaSenzo.
She introduced herself as being the mother of Senzo's child.
Yes.
Washo ke
Is it correct that she made a report to you?
Kodwa ke khona awakusho kunina noma ungangeke udalule ukuthi wathini kodwa khona awakusho kunina angithi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. What did you do further?
Emuva kokuthi esekushilo ke lokho nase nenzani.
Wayisethi ke
Don't disclose the contents of the report. What happened further?
Ufuna nje ukuthi ungangeni ukuthi yini awangitshela yona usukuthi emuva kokuthi ekushilo ke lokho nase nenzani nini.
Did you then drive into the hospital?
Nangena yini esibhedlela?
yebo sangena esibhedlela.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Yebo.
Which hospital was it?
Kwakuyisiphi isibhedlela?
Thilong.
Buthilong.
Yes.
Yebo.
Sase sithola usister saye casual sathola ke usister nurse lapha uncekethwa yini.
We then went to the casualty and then there's a sister nurse that we found there. I'm not certain whether it's Mthethwa or.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sase siyamchazela ukuthi size kanjani sifuna umndeni waka so wase yasibonisa bona babehleli umndeni waba uhleli ngapha wasithatha ke wasisa la kwakukhona khona umzimba walomuntu wayedubulekile.
We then told her who we were and the purpose of us being there. She then pointed to us, the family, they were seated on the side there, and then took us to where the body of the person that was shot was.
Yes, you may proceed.
Sambona ke umuntu wesilisa wayedubuleke nje lapha esifubeni.
We then saw this male person that was shot here in the chest. Pointing to the front.
Yes, could you recognize the person?
Ingabe namazi yini uma nimbona ke lo muntu wesilisa?
Yeah, ngoba kuumuntu asimbona phela ko TV sambona ukuthi uye lo.
Yes, because it's someone that we used to see on TV. We then indeed could see that it was him.
Yes, who was it?
Kwakuwubani?
Wawusenzo Meyi.
Senzo Meyiwa.
Yes, you may proceed.
Ay sase sikhuluma nomama uMakhumalo lo sasichazelweni ukuthi uyena ozosinika information.
We then spoke to the lady Makhumalo, the one that we were informed about, that she's the one that was going to provide us with information.
Yes.
Yebo.
Sicela kumama ukuthi engakhona nokubuyela nathi lendlini. Cha wavuma wathi akunankingi.
We then inquired from her as to whether she'll be able to go back with us to the house. She then said there was no problem. She agreed.
Yes, you may proceed.
Yebo.
Azosifonela ke abanye esasebenzisana nabo ukuthi sicela ukuthi baze lapha esibhedlela bazosibhekela ngoba kwase kugcwele kakhulu.
We then contacted our colleagues to come to the hospital, to come and have a watch, to keep watch there because it was now packed.
Yes, you may proceed.
Maqhubeka.
Mabefika ke labafowethu asesishiyana laba ke ama students asesibuyela emumva no mama lo nomakhumalo.
When our colleagues arrived, we left the students with them. Then we went back to the house with Makhumalo.
Yes, you
Yeah.
may proceed.
Wayihamba sichazela ke lapha endleleni ukuthi kwenzakaleni until sasafika endlini.
As we were driving or traveling, she was informing us what happened up until we reached the house.
Yes.
Yep.
Safika ke samfica kumalume futhi noma kwase kunabantu nje emgwaqeni sebebaningi kodwa samfica kumalume.
On our arrival there, we found the uncle. He was there. Although now there were a lot of people in the street, but the uncle was still there.
Is that Mr. Temba Kumalo that
Temba
you
Khumalo.
referred to earlier on?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Wayesephuma netape umathebula wavala ke la egateini ngetape ukuthi labantu bangangeni ngaphakathi. Ngase siyangena ke endlini wasivulela futhi umalume ngoba wakuye wayephethe ukey.
Mthethwa then alighted with a tape and then cordoned off so that the people couldn't gain access. We then entered the house. The uncle opened for us because he's the one that had the key.
Just a minute. I just want to show you photo 1 of exhibit C. If you can use that photo to illustrate your evidence.
Usebenzise isithombe ke uchaza lokho oqeda ukusho.
Wafaka itape la.
He put the tape here, the witness pointing to the wall, the opening there.
Yes, you may proceed to say the uncle opened as he had the key, then what happened? Which
Ma-
door did he open?
Uma esenivulela ke umalume wanivulela kuphi umnyango?
Asivulela wasekitchen.
The kitchen door.
Yes.
Yebo.
Masivula ke sathi singena nje sangena phakathi endlini umakhumalo waxosha isigqoko phansi wathi lesi sigqoko
As a court, please don't refer to anything that was said by Makumalo. Just testify about your own observations.
Ilokho isho nje wena lokho owakubona ke ukuthi wasethini ke yena kumakhumalo ungangeni ke ukusho lokho.
Yes, you entered through the kitchen door. What did you observe?
Uma ningena ke ngomnyango wasekitchen wabonani wena?
hayi masingena ke endlini ke sabheka ke ngoba sesinolwazi ukuthi kwenzakalani ke.
We then went into the house, we looked around because now we had knowledge as to what had happened.
Yes.
Yebo.
Sakhona ukubona nokuthi kwakune bathi i-bullet projectile lokwaphambili kwakulimele lapha phansi.
We also saw that there was this damaged bullet projectile, which was on the floor.
Yes, where on the floor?
Kuphi nendawo phansi?
Ekitchen.
In the kitchen.
The other items that you had already referred to, what was the position regarding those items that you saw on your first visit?
Uma senibuya ke manje lokho kunye obukhulume ngako ngaphambilini ebenikubonile nkathi nifika kokuqala sasithini isimo sabo.
Kwakusekhona lapho esasikushiye khona.
It was still there where we had left it.
We just want to show you photo 5 of exhibit C. If you can just show where you saw the projectile.
Phinde usebenzise kona lokho ukukhombisa ukuthi le projectile ayimele nayi khona kuphi nendawo khona lapho.
Ikhona lapho kule nto lena yellow.
Witness pointing to the yellow or cone that is there say that it was just there.
Was the yellow cone there at that stage?
Ngaleso sikhathi leso yayilapha yana icone leyana yellow.
Cha yayingekho.
No, it wasn't.
Yes. What else did you notice?
Ikuphi okunye nakubona?
Nakho ke lokho esasikushiyile lokho.
As well as that which we had left. Witness pointing to the crutch as well as the head.
Yes.
Sasesijikela ngale ke e-dining room.
We then went to the dining room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Namakala amabili vele ayekhona yasasiwabona ekhathi sifike kokuqala.
The two cans were still there, the cans that we saw on our first visit.
Yes.
Yebo.
Asasibona ukuthi kunanegazi phansi.
We then noticed that there was, sorry.
Ama-dot nje egazi.
We also noticed that there was blood on the floor, these dots of blood.
Where precisely did you see the dots of blood?
Kuphi nendawo? Ngiyabona ukuthi phansi kodwa ngiyabona kuphi nendawo.
Ayiseceleni kosofa phansi lapha e-dining room.
Next to the couch on the floor in the dining room.
I just want to show you a photo. It's photo number 65 of exhibit D.
Nesithombe ke ozositshengiswa lapha 65.
If you can use the photo to illustrate your evidence.
Awusebenzise ke lesi sithombe ukutshengisa ke lokho okushoyo.
Yilo leli.
This is it. Witness pointing between the TV stand as well as the couch.
Yes, you may proceed.
Usungaqhubeka.
Saseke sifonela SCSC.
We then contacted CSC.
And what does CSC stand for?
Umeleni ke uCSC.
Client Service Center.
Client Service Center.
Yes.
Yep.
And where is that?
Kuphi? Ukuphi yena? Noma ukuphi ku CSC? Ukuphi lapho?
Se police station.
At the police station.
Yes. Which police station?
Yiphi yona?
For Slora.
Four Slaughters.
Yes, you may proceed.
Singaqhubeka.
Sathola warrant officer Maphafa ngicela ukuthi akasorganizele ama photographer athinte nama detective ne duty officer
Mapapa.
Maphafa.
Oh, we then got Warrant Officer Mapafu, requested him to get us a photographer, the detectives,
Ne
photographer, detective, the duty officer,
duty
as
officer,
well as the
yeah.
duty officer.
Yes, you may proceed.
Maqhubeka.
I wasithintela ke bona.
He contacted those people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wafika uCaptain Zwane.
Captain Zwane arrived.
Yes. In what capacity did he arrive there?
Ufika nanjengo noma ufika ezokuthini noma ufika ezokwenzani.
uCaptain Zwane ukuma detective kodwa wayefika njenge standby duty officer.
He's part of the detective, but he arrived in the capacity of standby duty officer.
Yes, you may proceed.
Yebo.
Sambonisa ke nathi esesikubonile.
We then pointed out to him what we had already seen.
Yeah, what did you point out to him?
Yeah, ikuphi enamkhombisa kona.
Sambonisa le bullet projectile nesiqoko
The bullet projectile, the head,
nalo ke crashes besimbonisa negazi lapha. Oh nanokuthi umnyango wasekitchen
yebo.
sabona ukuthi ulimele umnyango.
The bullet projectile, the head, the crutch. The other thing is that the kitchen door, we also established or found out that it was damaged.
At which stage did you establish that?
Nakubona nini lokho ukuthi umnyango ulimele?
Ngenkathi nje sisabheka zonke lezi zinto lezi nawo sawubona ukuthi umnyango mase ubuyisa singathi siyawuvala. Sabona ukuthi umnyango ulimele.
Whilst we were looking at all of these mentioned things, and when we were closing the door, that's when we noticed that it was damaged.
I'm going to show you photo 18, maybe photo 19. You can just use that photo to illustrate your evidence.
18 or 19.
Yebo yikho lapho ulimele khona.
That's where the door was damaged. The witness pointing to the door.
Photo 18 of Exhibit D, my lord, for record purposes. Yes, you may proceed.
Maqhubeka ke.
Sambonisa konke ke uCaptain Zwane. Wase ethatha umama lo Makhumalo wami interview ake ekhuluma naye.
We pointed everything out to Captain Zwane. He then took the lady, Makhumalo, and interviewed her.
Yes, you may proceed.
Maqhubeka.
Masiqeda kwase kufika lo othatha izithombe wama photograph.
When we finished, the photographer arrived.
Do you know his name?
Uyalazi igama lakhe?
wathi kithi uConstable Msiya.
He introduced himself to us as Constable Msiya.
Yes.
Yep.
Ngoba uCaptain Zwane sase simbonisile okunyeke ngoba wayebhize ethatha amanothi uthe mayiqeda ukukhuluma nalo mama wayiseke embonisa ke naye umsi ukuthi hayi ebese sakutholile nje ilokhu isiqoko ne projectile lapha yana negazana ke lapha lawo ma dot egazi.
Because we had already spoken to Captain Zwane and told him what we had found, and once he had finished speaking to the lady, he then told Msiya what it is that was found, the projectile, the head, as well as the blood that was found there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uthe esebhizi uCaptain Zwane esakhuluma noMsiya kwangena ke amanye nje amaphoyisa abanye babengafakile ke kodwa uniform.
Whilst Captain Zwane was still busy speaking to Msiya, other police officers came in and others were even wearing a police uniform.
Yes.
Yeah.
Umuntu esasimazi kuyo le team eyangenayo sasazi uBrigadier Ndlovu.
The person that we recognized or that we knew from that team that came in was Brigadier Ndlovu.
Yes.
Yebo.
Bathi bayi task team ibona abazo qhubeka na leli cala lalapha so thina bathi we can be excused bakhuluma kanjani.
They then introduced themselves as the task team and that they were the ones that were going to proceed further, and they said that we could be excused. That's how they put it.
Yes. And if they say you could be excused, who were they referring to?
Uma bethi ke nina ke seningaba excused babesho kobani?
Babesho kimi noMathebula uCaptain Zwane.
They were referring to myself, Mthethwa, and Captain Zwane.
Yes, you may proceed.
Yebo.
Angeke ngithi kukumsiya ngoba wasala yena thina saphuma ke sahamba. So angeke ngithi mhlawumbe babesho nakuye yikho ngingambali yena.
I wouldn't refer to Msiya as well because we went out and he remained behind. So that's why I'm not counting him in.
Yes.
Yep.
Sise sima ngaphandle sasithi ngoba vele idocket bese siqedile okunye asihambeni so register police station sesiyoqedela police station kusele.
We were standing outside and then we just said to ourselves because with regards to the docket, the other things we had already finished. So let's proceed to the police station and then we'll complete it there.
Is what we're going to complete at the police station?
Yini nanizoyiqedela or noma lokho okwakusele nanizoqedela police station?
Kwase kusele okuncane nje ukuthi idocket sayina nje.
That not much was left in the docket as well as just signing.
Yes. What were you busy with? What were you compiling?
yini le enanihlanganisa?
I-docket,
The docket,
i-statement zethu.
our statements.
Yes, can you remember more or less what time you started compiling your statements?
Ingabe usakhumbula yini ukuthi uqala kwenu ukuhlanganisa idocument zenu kwakungabani isikhathi?
Ngihambe ukuqala ukulibhala ngaliqala ngo-10.
I started writing mine at 10.
Now, when you started writing your statement, had Constable Msia arrived?
Nkathi uqala ukubhala esapho statement, umsiya wayesefikile?
Cha wayengakafiki.
No, he hadn't arrived.
Do you have an idea of the time at which he arrived?
Ingabe usazi yini, usakhumbula yini ukuthi isiphi isikhathi awafika ngaso yena umsiya?
Noma ngingasakhumbuli kahle isikhathi kodwa ngingathi nje mhlambe ngoba past 12 mina ngase ngise police station. Ngathi mhlawumbe umsiya ufike from 11 singabeka u12 ngqo. Noma ngingasasikhumbuli exactly isikhathi afika ngaso.
Between 11 and 12, although I am not very certain about the time in which he arrived, because by 12:30 I was already at the police station.
What time did you leave the scene?
Ukuhamba ke khona lapha kwindawo lena yesihlakalo ke wahamba ngasiphi isikhathi?
Noma ngingenaso isiqiniseko sesikhathi engahamba ngaso kodwa ngingathi mhlawumbe ngahamba ngo 12:10.
Although I am not certain about the time, let's say maybe about 12:10.
And how far is the police station from the scene?
Ukusuka la isigameko senzeka khona ke ipolice station ikude kangakanani?
Mhlawumbe ngathi 5 to 6 kilometers.
Maybe 5 to 6 kilometers.
And how far is the hospital from the scene?
Ukusuka la
Mthethwa hospital.
Ukusuka la isigameko senzeka khona ke isibhedlela sona sikude kangakanani?
Isibhedlela ne police station kusondelene. So ngathi mhlambe kusuka lapha ekutlanong yesibhedlela khona mhlambe ngaba u7 ngoba sithe ukuthi kancane kodwa nje into esondelene ngoba uyakwazi ukusuka epolice station uyesibhedlela ngeenyawo.
Okay. The hospital as well as the police station are close. So I would say about 7 kilometers because if you are able to walk from the police station to the hospital.
Yes, you may proceed.
Yebo. Singaqhubeka.
Sabashiya ke lapha esinini thina ke sase siyele police station siyolungisa idocket.
We then left them at the scene, went to the police station to go and then that is now compile or finish or complete the docket.
Yes.
Yep.
Angisenazo isiqiniseko noma sabuya sama lapha ngaphandle sesiyibuyela nje sesingasangene endabeni ye case.
I'm not certain as to whether did we go back there just to stand outside and not being part of the case itself.
Yes.
Yebo.
Is that all, or is there anything else that you
Yiloko
wish
nje
to
kuphela
add?
namakhono kunye. No.
Do you remember what time it was when you, or did you register a docket?
Ingaba ke i-docket ina register.
Ngiyamunosisa osebenza lapha e-computer room wa-register.
Yes, there's a lady who works at the computer room. She registered it.
Do you remember what time it was?
Usakhumbula isikhathi?
Angazi ukuthi wa-register ngoba ufike phela ulibeka amanye ama-docket. Sekukhona amanye.
I don't know what time she registered it, because what you do is, upon arrival there are other dockets, so you just place it on top of the other dockets.
Thank you, my lord. That will be all.
Thanks. Yes, sir.
As it pleases the court, my lord. Morning, Mr. Mthethwa.
Yes.
Now, the incident that you have testified about occurred some 9 years ago on the 26th of October 2014, correct?
Isehlakalo lesi-ke onikeza ubufakazi ngazo senzeka-ke iminyaka ewu-9 eyendlula ngeyi-26 ka-October 2014.
Yeah.
Yes.
And would you agree with me that through the passage of time, memory fades away?
Uzovumelana-ke nami uma ngithi-ke ngokuhamba kwesikhathi-ke indlela-ke yokukhumbula iyashabalala noma iyahamba noma isikhathi ukuthi umuntu uyakhohlwa-ke ngokuhamba kwesikhathi.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm saying this because I've listened to you during your evidence in chief. On several respects, you were unsure of what happened. Is that correct?
Ngikusho lokho-ke uma ngilaleleke wena-ke ubufakazi bakho ukuthi kukhona la ungasakhumbulike khona noma unganasiqiniseko khona, angithi?
Yeah.
Yes.
And in order for you to have been certain today here in court, the only Bible or your book that is the sergeants and lower ranking officers, it's the pocket book or what is called the SAP 206, correct?
Ongakusiza-ke wena-ke ukuthi-ke ezinye izinto uyikhumbuleke iloko enikubiza ngokuthi i-206 noma-ke i-pocket book.
Yeah.
Yes.
And on the night of the incident, did you have your pocket book with you?
Ngaleli langa-ke lesehlakalo i-pocket book yakho wawunayo kuwena?
Yeah, well,
Yes. Now, when you received the dispatch from radio that there's an incident of a shooting incident at Mzamo section 13511 Kutlanon Street, you, per standing orders of the police, you then memorialized the time that you received that dispatch, correct?
Uma noma nkathi-ke senithola-ke umbiko loyo-ke kuyona-ke i-radio control ukuthi kunalokhu okwenzekile eMzamo section 13511 Kutlanong Street. Ngicabanga ukuthi-ke isikhathi leso-ke enathola ngaso loyo mbiko loyo isikhathi owasibhala phansi kuyona-ke i-pocket book.
Yeah.
Yes.
And in fact, everything that you do that night, your movement, your observations, the scene, the people that you talk to, you memorialize that in a pocket book so that it serves as a refresher when you come to testify in court like this, correct?
Konke-ke okwenzeka ngaleli langa owakubona ukuhamba kwakho abantu owakhulumisana nabo konke lokho ukuze-ke uyikhumbuzeke noma ukukhumbuleke yinto leyo kufanele ukuthi uyibhale phansi kuyona i-pocket book.
Yeah.
Yes.
And do you know what happened to that pocket book of yours for the incident of the month of October 2014?
Ingabe uyazi yini ukuthi leyo pocket book ikuphi noma kwenzekani ngayo leyo yange-26 ka-October 2014?
Ithi mayisigcwele i-pocket book bese siyibuyisela kubo laphaya e-logistic.
Once the pocket book is full, we take it back to them at logistics.
Bese bona-ke bekwazi ukuthi basinike enye.
So that they are able to give us another one.
Sake sazama-ke ukuyowafuna ama-pocket book.
We then attempted to go and look for the pocket books.
Sangawathola
We were unable to find them.
base besibhalela izitatimende sathola nokuthi angazi after isikhathi esingakanani anoma u3 years noma u4 years bayawa destroya lawo sabe sesikuthola nalokho.
Sorry. They then wrote us statements, and then the other thing that we established, I'm not certain as to whether is it 3 years or 4 years. They then destroy the pocketbooks, but yebo.
Esawatholayo ekhona laphaya awokuqala kuwa 2016.
But the ones that we were able to get or to find there were from the start of 2016.
Yona asiyitholanga.
But this specific one we couldn't find.
Now you received this dispatch from radio control. Did they there and then tell you the information about who the victim was?
Uma senithola lo mbiko ke ku radio control ingaba basho yini ukuthi ubani ke lo muntu olimele?
Cha.
No.
Did they at dispatch there and then tell you about the number of suspects involved?
Ngabe basho yini ukuthi bangaki abantu abasolwa lapho?
Cha.
No.
Did you receive from dispatch information about the description of the alleged suspects?
Babachaza yini ukuthi ba abantu abakanjani laba abasolwayo?
Cha.
No.
Did you further also receive information about whether the suspects were still in the house or the suspects were in flight mode, were running away?
Ingame uma bekusho lokho bakusho yini ukuthi labantu laba ke noma basolo laba basesendlini noma ke sebehambile noma sebebalekile noma bayabaleka?
Cha.
No.
Now, if I understood your testimony correctly, is that the call from dispatch, you received it at around 20 hours 53, correct?
Uma ngikuzwe kahle ke ushilo ukuthi kwakuyimizuzu ewu7 phambi ko9 uma nithola loyo mbiko loyo.
Yeah.
Yes.
And from you were, correct me if I'm wrong, you were from the police station or were you out on the beat patrolling at the time you received the dispatch call?
Kathi niwuthola umbiko loyo ke niwuthola umbiko nise police station noma niwuthola ningaphandle vele ni patroller?
Sase police station.
Where at the police station?
And that is what you've just testified now about, that the distance between the police station and the crime scene at Kutlwano Street 13511 Mzamo section was plus minus 6 kilometers, correct?
Yiloko qeda ukusho ke manje ukuthi ke ibanga ke ukusuka police station ukuya khona lapho ke isigameko senzeka khona ke kuphakathi ku5 no6 kilometers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And approximately your best estimation, how long did it take you to arrive at Kutlwano Street, that scene, crime scene?
Ukusuka khona ke police station ngabe kwanithatha isikhathi esingakanani ke manje ucabanga noma uqagela ke ukusuka police station uyofika khona lapho isigameko esenzeka khona kwanithatha isikhathi esingakanani?
Mhlambe ngathi u10 kuya ku12 minutes mangaphosisi.
Maybe 10 to 12 minutes if I'm not mistaken.
And you are driving to that scene, correct me if I'm wrong, with your blue lights on and the siren on, or are you just driving normally to that scene?
Nani hambela nje noma nani driver ke ngama blue lights kanye ne siren uma niya khona?
As driver ngawa ama blue light.
We were driving with the blue lights.
Okay. And there's yourself, Sergeant Mthethwa, and the two student constables, correct?
Where now Mthethwa kanye nama students amabili.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, how did you find this scene? Was it easy to locate, or had to ask other people to direct you to the scene?
Kwakuwukuthi kulula ukuyithola le ndawo lena noma ke kwafanele ukuthi nibuziseke ukuze niyithole la isigameko esenzeka khona.
Hayi istrati siyasazi le ndawo siyayazi kwabe nje sekubheka i-house number.
We know we know the street. We also know where the street, the place. So we just had to look for the house number.
And describe for us how the condition of the scene. Let's speak about not even in the house itself, outside the yard on the street. How was the condition like in terms of people being there?
Uma ungasitshela ngesimo ke singekakhulumi ke phakathi endlini ke estradini nje ngaphandle ke kwakukanjani ke ngokumayelana nokuthi abantu babe khona kathi nifika.
Babe ngekho beningi umuntu engamnothisa nje lo mama wayeloko ekhomba ama direction.
There were not many. The only person that I noticed was the lady that was pointing the directions out.
And when you arrived there outside the yard, did you notice any Honda Ballad motor vehicle?
Uma nifika lapha yana ikhona yini imoto eyiHonda Ballad owayibona?
Cha, angiyinakanga ngazo, ngibonanga moto.
No, I didn't take note. I didn't see a car.
Now you stop outside the yard. This Themba Khumalo person, where did you meet him?
Uma senima ke ngaphandle ke uThemba Khumalo lona nahlangana kuphi nendawo naye?
Ube khona ngaphandle egate.
It was outside the gate.
And you engage with Themba Khumalo, who tells you that he's got little knowledge of what had transpired, but that the people that have knowledge of what transpired are all at the hospital, and he mentions Makhumalo, correct?
Wasenitshela ukuthi yena ke akukho nje okuningi ke akwaziyo kodwa ke abantu abanolwazi basesibhedlela wasechaza ke uma esho uMakhumalo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, there and then, did he tell you about who the victim was?
Ingabe wabe senitshela yini ukuthi ubani ke umuntu owalimala?
Cha.
No.
And if I understood your evidence correctly, is that since that you learned that there was a shooting scene, you then asked Themba Khumalo to open the house for you so that you can have a look, correct?
Nanjengoba nansenizwile ke ukuthi kwakudutshuliwe ke labo nasenimcela ke uThemba Khumalo loyo ukuthi anivuleleke endlini.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was the real objective of getting in the house, since you were informed that the victim has been transferred to hospital and everybody else that knows about what transpired is also at the hospital?
Manje ke kwakuyini ke inhloso yokungena ngaphakathi ke endlini nanjengoba nansenitsheliwe ke ukuthi lona olimele usehanjisiwe ke uyesibhedlela futhi ke nalabo abanolwazi ukuthi yini eyenzeka abekho basesibhedlela kwakuyini ke inhloso yokuthi nifise noma nifuna ukungena ngaphakathi?
Sasifuna ukubona ukuthi phela mhlambe kwenzakale ngaphandle noma endlini, mhlambe endlini sizobona noma igazi onje okutshengisayo ukuthi kube nenkinga eyenzakale lapha yenzakale endlini noma ngaphandle.
We wanted to see whether it happened inside or outside, or whether we're going to find anything or something, whether it is blood, whether inside or outside.
Did you then first inspect outside to see whether the scene occurred outside the yard?
Ingabe nase nibheka ngaphandle ke ukubona ke ukuthi isigameko lesi senzeka ngaphakathi noma ngaphandle endlini?
Hayi ngoba ngaphandle yayingekho into eyayibonisa ukuthi khona okwenzakala ingakho sase singena endlini.
Because there was nothing that was an indicator that there was that it happened outside. We then went into the house.
Now, in your 15-year experience as a police officer, you will know that as a first responder or the first officers to arrive at the scene, you've got certain responsibilities regarding that scene, correct?
Nanjengomuntu ke neminyaka u15 ke esebenza ke emaphoyiseni uzokwazi ke ukuthi nanjengabantu bokuqala ke abafika ke lapha yana kukunina ke ukuthini ukuthi ke noma ke nama responsibility eninawo ke ukuthi kunezinto ekufanele nizenzeke khona lapha ngithi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, tell me if you agree with me that the primary objective of a first responder first is to secure, make sure that everybody on the scene is safe, i.e., whether the victim is in the scene, and two, whether there's medical attendance that is required for that person. That's the first priority, correct?
Okokuqala ke uqiniseka ke noma ukwenza isiqiniseko sokuthi ke wonke ke umuntu okhona ke lapho uvikelekile ke usafe nokuthi ke ivictim ke naye ke uyathola ke ukusizakala ke uma kuukuthi kufanele ke athole usizo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then if that is not the case, as is in this case, where the victim has already been transported to hospital, so there's no medical emergency, the second priority then becomes securing the scene, correct?
Lana ke nanjengoba sekutholakele ukuthi ke sasingekho kwisidingo saloko nanjengoba ke wayesehanjisiwe ke noma usesesibhedlele ke okwesibili ke manje ukwenza ke isiqiniseko sokuthi indawo lena ke isigameko esenzeke kuyona ke is safe noma is secure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you that night, upon realizing that from Themba Khumalo that the victim is at hospital, everybody that knows about the scene is about the incident is at hospital, did you take any steps to secure that scene?
Uma senizwile ke ngoThemba Khumalo ukuthi ke lona olimele usehanjisiwe kusesibhedlele bonke abantu abanolwazi ukuthi yini eyenzakele basesibhedlele ingaba khona yini enakwenza ke ukuthi nisecure noma nivaleke isini leyo
Esakwenza ukuthi siqale sithole umuntu onolwazi asichazele ukuthi kwenzakalani.
What we did was to first get hold of the person with the information to let us know or to inform us as to what happened.
So it was not necessary at that stage to secure or cordon off the scene.
Ngaleso sikhathi ke noma uthi ke ngaleso sikhathi leso sasingekho ke isidingo ke sokuthi nivale noma nisecure ke isini.
Sesiyazi ukuthi iyona iphi scene ngabe kungaphandle noma kusendlini or outside the yard mhlawumbe.
Because we knew already as to which was the scene. Was it now outside the yard, inside the house?
Let's move on, Mr. Mthethwa. Now, you say we entered the house. Themba Khumalo opened for us. Who is the we?
Ube so uthi ke sasesingena ke endlini uThemba Khumalo wasivumela uma uthi sa usho obani?
Ngisho mina noMathebula.
Myself and Mthethwa.
And the student constables?
Ama student wana?
Na wayekhona.
They were also there?
Did they also enter the house?
Na bobangena.
Babe ngaphandle.
They were standing outside.
Now, as you enter, you say your immediate sight is drawn to a head and a crutch. Is that what I understood your evidence to be?
Ngikuzwe kahle ke uthi unathi nje uma ningena wasubona isigqoko ke kanye necrutch.
Yeah.
Yes.
And did that inform you that the incident occurred in the house at that stage?
Ingabe lokho kwase kunitshela ke yini ukuthi lokho kwenzeka phakathi endlini?
Cha.
No.
And you then proceed and enter the sitting room, dining room area, correct?
Nase ningena ke niyakhona ke dining room.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you testify that you saw a couple of alcohol cans somewhere in that area, correct?
Nase nibona ke lamakana amabili ke otshwala.
Yeah.
Yes.
At any stage now, you've entered through the kitchen, you've seen the dining room, and you've got a general feel and idea of observation of that house, what you have seen. Did it then inform you that the incident occurred within that house?
Ningenile kitchen, sibonile isigqoko, nibonile crash, ningena ke manje dining room, nibona ke lokho nikubonayo amakano otshwala, Ingabe manje ke lokho ke sekunitshela yini ukuthi isigameko lo sisenzeke ngaphakathi endlini?
My Lord, I see it's the time of the mid-morning
Oh, is that
adjournment.
Okay, let's adjourn for 15 minutes.
Mr. Chief.